It's now time for Two Useless Organisms with your hosts, Tristan and Tommy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Useless Organisms, a show where two useless organisms discuss a variety of topics as it pertains to their beautiful existence. Today's show, we will discuss leaf water, also known as tea, and serial killers. Keep in mind that Two Useless Organisms is not safe for work, so we might say some naughty words or something. I am Tommy, one of the hosts. The other host is Tristan. Tristan, what's up?
Fuck ass.
Cheers. I love that. We also have two other special guest hosts this week. We have two more useless people that we're going to introduce. But before we do so, I've been telling you guys about this cunt with this guy named Steven, Steven with the PH, who's a massive cunt, who I have a great story about. So in case you guys don't know, Steven with the PH was the former person living in a room that my girlfriend moved into. And that guy kind of screwed her over on her way in. And apparently Steven wanted to move back into Maggie's new home because the person he moved in with, his best friend, is now dating his ex-girlfriend. So, Steven, you massive cunt, you deserve that.
Now, the drama here is real. However,
Yeah.
Bryan and Maggie, I want you to know that talking about that fat bitch Steven with a PH is not more important than you guys. So we're going to introduce you now.
Yeah. So we got Maggie, my girlfriend, who's joining us.
What's up, you fucks?
Yes.
We're assholes.
Yeah. You know
And
it.
who's the other guy?
I feel like I should swear
Yeah,
right
please do.
away.
Yeah.
Like
if you want.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know a lot of bad words. I feel like I have to like play into this.
Yeah, I mean, your voice is so beautiful that whatever words come out, it doesn't.
I'm gonna turn this into ASMR. Like I'm gonna start whispering your sweet nothing.
Oh man, dude.
Bryan,
oh, man,
it sounds like
God.
you have the voice of a podcast host.
Whisper for me, daddy.
Do you have the voice of a podcast host, Bryan?
Are we doing a shameless plug right off the bat? I wasn't ready for a shameless plug right off the bat.
Do whatever you want.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I currently host Scooter and the Big Man.
Well, thanks for talking about that,
Peter.
Bryan.
All
Let's
right,
move
thank
on.
you so much.
No. Scooter and the Big Man. It's a great New York Mets themed podcast. I know fuck all about sports, but go listen to it.
Why am I not wearing my Mets hat right now?
I'm not wearing one. Don't worry.
What was that?
I'm also not wearing one, so
Okay,
don't worry
Fair
about
enough.
it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just part of the bit. I actually
We'll
don't know
next
anything
week.
about baseball. So if you like a show where the host knows nothing about baseball, you might like Scooter and the Big Man.
Oh,
You
shit.
know-
I don't know shit about baseball. So, wow, we've got
Perfect.
a lot in common.
No one hits that baseball better than Babe Ruth.
That's perfect. You got it.
That's every sport, I think.
No,
Babe Ruth is good at every sport? What? Fuck off, Tommy.
Fuck.
Let's hop into this shit. Let's hop in.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got shit to talk about. We
do have
introduced
shit
our
to talk about.
friends. We got to hop into this first topic, leaf water.
Tea. Yeah, tea. We said on the last episode that one of our topics this week would be tea because we all like tea here. Well, Bryan, do you like tea?
I'm new to tea.
You're new to tea. Tell me
I'm
about
new
your
to
tea
tea.
journey.
I like
wanna
nudity.
hear it.
Not nudity, new to tea.
Oh, okay.
A little.
Oh,
I
fuck.
mean,
I wish you were
tomato. I only drink throat coat, which could also be in the nudity conversation. depending
Yeah,
on
I
what
saw
you're
a
trying
series of videos called Throat Coat.
Yep, very similar.
Very incredible.
Cool.
So there's a lot of teas that I really like. So I really only drink hot tea. The only time I will drink cold tea is if I'm ordering like some sort of specialty tea from somewhere. I really hate like regular iced tea or sweet tea. I normally drink regular green tea or a cucumber white tea that I've discovered, those, and then Earl Grey.
Ooh.
Those are some of my favorite teas right off the bat.
I want to hear about
No
Maggie's
way.
tea. What does Maggie like?
Yeah, Maggie's a big tea human, so
So I like
Spill the tea.
mango ginger. I don't remember other ones that you have in your house.
there's that summertime green tea.
Summertime green tea. I just steal all of his teas. So
And I occasionally steal one of your English breakfasts.
You
Are you a
guys.
big tea guy? Are you like a
No,
big?
I really
tea
should have
guy?
brought my big box of tea.
You're like a huge tea guy then.
I do like me some tea.
I bought him a tea box with his mom for his birthday, so.
Yeah.
Do you have your own like kettle and like pot?
I do have my own kettle. I do
like
need
custom?
a newer one, but yes, like I have like a whole tea organizer with a bunch that I can organize all the teas that I have. So, you know, I have my green teas, my Earl Grey, and my black, you know. Then I also have like a small section of decaffeinated ones, which I honestly rarely drink, but I feel like I just need them in case I want to drink tea one night, which I feel like I rarely do, but yeah.
Bryan, I'm going to ask your opinion on this topic first, but first I want to ask and say, Bryan, we've lived together twice.
Correct.
Now, do you remember me drinking iced tea all the time when we lived together?
You did, yes.
Okay. Now, Tommy, you dumbass, I love iced tea. I don't like hot tea. It makes me gag. Like those throat coat videos. I'm gagging. So I can't drink the hot tea. I was sick one time, tried to drink it, gagged. Iced tea.
Coward.
Bryan knows. Bryan, what do you feel like? What's tea? What's the tea?
I don't consider like iced tea like that, like sweet tea or anything like that. Like I don't think of that as tea.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like when I think of tea, I think of something like hot kettle. The tea bag needs to be. Tea bagging is key to tea. You need the tea bag.
Oh yeah, exactly. And like I'm from North Carolina where sweet tea is like a really big deal, but I think it's fucking disgusting. Like it's just sugar.
Hate sweet tea.
I hate it. Like there should not be that. Like sugar doesn't belong in tea.
I have a question for Tommy now, though.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated. I did not realize you were this into tea. Now I have a follow-up. You know how some people are like into crystals, like where certain crystals like make them feel a different mood or like experience?
Vaguely familiar with any of that.
I would love to be a crystal guy, but that's a whole nother like bag of worms we'll get into.
I feel like that's a whole other. I don't. How do people use? Do they eat the crystals? I don't know how that works.
No. Like they hold them. They hold them, and it gives them the ability of whatever.
Pokemon evolving, like that's
something.
I don't know.
I like to think that there's different teas though for that. Like you have a tea that you use. Like this is my I'm going to bed tea, or this is my like I'm trying to get in the mood tea, or I'm feeling sad. Does that match or no?
No, I just like kind of drink a tea every morning, like whatever I'm feeling in the mood for.
All right, so I'm wrong.
Like,
okay.
Like one of these days, like some mornings I'm feeling Earl Grey, some mornings I'm feeling my green teas, or you know whatever I'm in the mood for. And then if it is late at night and I feel like I need a drink tea, I'll go with the decaffeinated one.
Okay.
Like I think I have what do I have? Because I have like just decaffeinated green tea and like.
You have chamomile also.
Oh right, I do have like a caramel.
Like that? It's a chamomile.
What's that? Okay. Yeah, that one.
I thought you were talking about cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the Camelback cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah. Or water bottles.
So yeah, I really hate admitting this, but I kind of like the taste of cigarettes. Like I don't smoke. Like I have occasionally when drinking, but I haven't actually touched a cigarette in a while.
Are you a drag queen? You taking drags?
Oh, you know it, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, drag.
Don't touch the cancer sticks.
Yeah.
You gotta
don't touch
tell
cancer
everyone
sticks.
that. If you're a listener, do not touch cancer sticks. Just
You'll get cancer and they make you smell bad. So
I want to die just as much as the next guy, but I do not condone smoking.
Yeah. Like I mean I would like to go out the same way as Daddy Walt maybe, but
hating Jews?
Surrounded by whores.
I don't think that was worse.
I love it.
Hating Jews is really the worst.
All right. There's a lot to unpack here. All right, we went from tea to crystals to whores and weed.
To anti-Semitism.
Okay, hold on now. Tommy, you're a pussy. Stop drinking all them teas. I want to do another shameless plug here to our other podcast that we just got done recording called Please Remain Seated. It's a theme park podcast. It's safe for families and things. However, I just had to listen Tommy go off about fucking roller coasters and shit, stuff I know nothing about and don't even care about. And now he's going off about all this tea shit. What are you talking about? Huh?
What?
Bryan, what do you think?
So, I'm just trying to clarify. On your podcast that's family friendly, you talked about roller coasters, so you do not curse on that show.
Not at all. Tommy's accidentally done it twice now, though.
Do you like bleep over it or what?
I just edited it out.
Yeah, we
Okay.
if it which it only slipped twice, and then Maggie at the beginning of the last one.
Oh, I
So
didn't even
on
catch
the-
that. Oh.
On the one where you curse and say whatever you want, the topic you chose was tea. While the other one, I feel like the other one had a more aggressive topic.
That's true.
That is.
Well, don't worry, because my topic
We're
is
very
serial
aggressive
killers.
about our tea here on Two Useless
I feel
Organisms.
like we need another shameless plug, you know.
Okay. Oh, I totally forgot to shamelessly plug that on our last show, but us two bitches have an Instagram page, Brews and Coasters, brews_and_coasters, where we post theme park shit. So,
if
okay.
you like alcohol and you're an alcoholic,
and you like roller coasters.
follow Brews and Coasters.
We're just really big content creators over here with dozens of followers.
Yeah, look at this. This is so exciting. I didn't realize I was surrounded by so many like influencers.
We have dozens of followers, Brian.
5 dozen to be exact.
Our Instagram account for this podcast has like 60-something followers, but I
Hell
worked my
yeah.
magic on the other one. We have over 300 on the other one.
Please Remain Seated?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I honestly haven't even looked at those pages yet.
None of them are listeners. I did that follow for follow thing.
Oh, okay.
So-
Don't tell
none-
people that.
none
Cut,
of them
cut this
care.
out. No,
We're gonna cut that part
all
out.
this.
I did that so it looks like we have a lot of listeners, but we have like 20.
I did that with
Incredible.
Scooter and the Big Man. I had a Twitter account that I ran anonymously about like sports, but I was only posting memes. And I did that like back in high school. Had nothing to do with Scooter and the Big Man. And I got the following up to that one, up to like 800 people. And then when me and my co-host started Scooter and the Big Man, I just changed the account over to Scooter and the Big Man and just rebranded the whole thing. And only like 2 followers were like, wait a second, what was this this was the meme page, right? And I was like, yo, shut up. No, not a lot of people picked it
Go
up.
away.
It's like, I wonder if I should do that with my meme Instagram page that I have.
If you have a lot, it might be worth it.
I have like 160 followers, I think, on that.
Hey,
People don't realize who they're following, so you could easily switch an account over. By the way, like
Yeah.
we're gonna edit all of this out, right? They're not gonna know that I did
it's
that.
all in.
Any-
Leave it in.
Anyway.
Oh.
Cool.
10-4.
Anyways, do we have anything else to say about tea before moving on?
No, that's good. Good conversation. Shit, that went all
Heck yeah.
sorts of places. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
I'll
But
try
I
a
do
new tea.
Try new tea. I think I'm gonna have to try some new tea. Maybe I'll try some
Hell yeah.
hot tea again. See
Yeah,
if I throw up
cucumber
blood
white.
like last time.
Try throat coat.
Throat coat.
Throat
I've
coat.
tried it, buddy, just in a different context.
I wish I could try Brian's throat coat.
I've had it.
I can mail it.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, we live in the same city, but I could,
Please.
the postal service needs our help.
Tommy, I think we have a sponsor that needs to put a word in, right?
Yes, we do. We do have a sponsor. Speaking of leaves, it's now that orange time of the year. It's that fall. It's the spooky time. So if you and your partner need to go on a cute date, check out Spooky Ookey's Pumpkin Farm, right off of I-4. You can pick your pumpkins. You can eat them. You can carve them, carve out your partner's organs and put them in the pumpkins. You got Spooky Ookey Pumpkin Farm. And thank you for sponsoring us here at Two Useless Organisms, or 2 more this week. So Spooky Ookey Pumpkin Farm.
Wow. I always love when we get a sponsor who wants to send us some money to make this show, especially
I
when
know.
they're harvesting people's organs and putting them in.
Yeah, and they're local.
They're
locally
local.
owned.
Support local.
Yeah.
Support local.
That's why I found them for you guys. You're welcome.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Maggie, for bringing
Thank you,
Spooky
Maggie.
Ookies to our attention.
You're welcome. I just like to harvest people's organs.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? What a nice segue. My topic. Because I want to talk about serial killers today.
Wait, you like eating?
What now, Maggie?
She was very excited to make a joke about eating bowls of cereal, but now she's laughing too hard.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you want me to
what-
like
what's
reset
the
up the joke?
Yes.
No.
I want to talk about serial killers.
I'll just pretend I didn't know you were gonna make the joke. I could pull this off.
Yeah.
You know.
So you like eating bowls of Captain Crunch?
Ah.
Huh.
Ah, okay. You're eating
Tristan,
it.
I think you froze. Oh, no, you didn't freeze.
Speaking
You
of
just didn't
serial
laugh.
killers.
I just thought it wasn't funny. No, I get it. You're eating a human being whose name is
I do gotta say, I like how much our show has flown together. Like between tea and serial killers and the sponsor, I'm very surprised at how we were able to make that seamlessly flow.
Yeah.
Is what we've had this
You're
week.
welcome.
Not intentional. Maggie, we need you on more.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
think you also need Bryan on more.
No.
Absolutely.
No,
I need more Bryan.
I think it's a one-time thing.
it is. It's a one-time.
Wow.
Yeah, the one time you signed the contract to be on all of our episodes. Yep.
Deal. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
fuck.
go. All right.
All right. 10-4.
Sport in.
So let's dig in, kind of like John Wayne Gacy did in his crawl space. So
Right for it.
right for it. My favorite serial killers are the Midwestern ones, and I'm a Midwestern boy myself. And much like Tommy had lots of equipment that relates to his topic.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. Either way, I like the Midwestern serial killers. John Wayne Gacy's from Illinois, probably about 40 minutes from where I'm from.
Hometown hero.
Hometown hero for sure.
you.
My high school's named after him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so what
Your
else?
high school is named after a serial killer.
Well, yeah.
What's it called?
John Wayne Gacy High.
No way.
Yes.
That's not a place.
It's for real.
If
Jesus
that's a
fuck.
real, there's
What
no
the
fuck.
fuck?
It's
Don't
as
make me
real-
Google that. Don't waste my time.
You know what? Do what you want with that. It's as real as everything else on this damn podcast. But okay. So my favorite one though, also a Midwestern boy named Ed Gean. Are you guys familiar with Ed Gean?
I am.
Oh, Maggie is. I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, Maggie's
why
over
we
here
have
cutting people's fucking stomachs out and putting them into pumpkins, so I'm not surprised that she knows. But
Yeah.
spooky Ookey.
I can't wait for a date.
Oh, sickening.
What?
Ed Gean was a fella who would murder women and cut their skin off and turn it into like furniture and handbags and lampposts. And
Oh, that was Ed
lampshades.
Gean.
That was Ed Gean, and they based Buffalo Bill, not Buffalo Bills, but Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, off of Ed Gean, as well as a couple other serial killers. But Ed Gean liked to make furniture out of women.
Ah.
I mean,
So why is he your favorite?
well, I think that's
Yeah,
the
Tristan.
that's the most practical use of a corpse I can think of.
Oh,
And I gotta say, had Etsy been around in Ed Gein's day, would have made a killing, no pun intended. But
I would not rule that out as something that takes place now, though. Like, I really wouldn't. There's definitely creepy weirdos out there who have like Etsy shop or small shops that are like selling necklaces
like
or
a
something.
dark web Etsy.
Yeah. Or just people that you don't even know that they're doing it. Like they're selling it like because they're like evil and sadistic, and the person purchasing it is like, this is a rabbit's tooth or something like spiritual, and it's like, no, they're just selling you dead like human remains. I guarantee there's someone out there doing that, or it's going to be like a Criminal Minds episode one day.
You'd be like,
I
oh,
hope
this
so.
is faux leather, and then it's like actually human skin.
Yeah.
See, now I'm
100%.
afraid that I own something that is just a dead person.
It's all those teas.
Probably. That's probably why I'm so lively.
Tristan, can I ask you a question?
yeah, sure.
So you said the topic was going to be serial killers. I had more of a question around that for both of you.
Okay.
What do you think the first ever like legit murder was, where like people looked around and they were like, hey, we're not doing that anymore? Like where it really became an issue. Like what time frame do you think we were in?
Are you talking about the moment in time that killing someone became unethical?
Yeah, where it was like, what that just crossed the line.
I think whenever we developed agriculture, which made us start developing our societies at the very beginning of history, that's probably when murdering became bad.
But like you could get away with it still. When do you
Yeah.
think you couldn't get away with it anymore?
That's a good. Oh my gosh.
Like where it
Maybe-
was like because like yeah, like you're right. Like we're thinking cavemen. Like you steal my crops,
Yep.
you kill me, but like you're still gonna live in your city and your village and tribe, and people are just gonna be like, that guy's an asshole. He killed someone, but you're still gonna go about your life.
Yeah.
Like when was it like, hey, no, you're going away. Like you can't do that.
I'm gonna maybe it's like at the very latest the 16 to 1700s, at the earliest the ancient Egyptian civilizations, like in like what 3000 BC or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was after the Black Plague. I think after like everybody died of that, people like got like more like they
Maybe
cherished their loved ones
we don't
more.
want people
so
to
they
die
were like,
anymore.
yeah, they're like, hey, all right, stop killing people.
But before that, you could probably get away with it. You think?
Oh yeah, I think
Still
so.
get
I
away
think you
with
could
it.
just
I mean, you still can,
ravage
but it's definitely a
villages.
lot harder and a lot more taboo these days, I think.
Yeah.
The only specific instance I can think of is Jack the Ripper, where in terms of a moment in time when people were like, oh man, a bunch of people are getting killed, we should probably find this guy. But then again, I think he was just killing like prostitutes or whatever, and that's still a thing today where like I don't think a lot of police departments give a shit if a bunch of prostitutes are dying around their town or whatever. So I don't know. You know, to answer your question, Bryan, it's still not bad.
Oh, okay. Spin zone.
It's still not. Killing is not bad.
And it's not.
I think it's a lot of effort.
Population is way too much.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Can you
point.
imagine how much like
Thanos
effort...
did nothing wrong.
I agree, but that's another topic.
That's a snap though. Like he didn't even I don't think he put a lot of effort in. He had other people try to get the stones for him.
Yeah,
sure. He didn't even like really want to kill to get the stones. I mean, he did if he had to, but like.
Yeah, like when he stole Gamora as a small child, spoiler, like he just like took Gamora and turned around with her and was like, "Hey, play with this knife," while his army just murdered like a
he really
million
cared.
people. He didn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
Was like you could think of ancient war heroes or not heroes. I don't think Hitler's a hero, but like was Hitler a serial killer? He just told people to kill people.
That's a good question. Charles Manson, by those standards, isn't a serial killer either because he did the same thing.
He didn't kill anyone. He just made people kill people.
Yeah.
He wasn't a part of the murder?
I don't think
he actually killed anyone.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone wants to fact check that. Also, if you fact check it and we're wrong, like it doesn't matter. So
No, don't fact check
it.
We don't
To the
care.
3 people that are still listening, if you know that we're wrong about this, please let us know in the comment section down below.
It's probably gonna be me. I'm gonna listen back.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm one. So
Cool.
hello me.
Does anyone else have anything to add on this lovely topic?
I had a couple things on this, Tristan. I was excited.
Yeah, bring it.
Who do you think the most famous one of all time is?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Do you think he's more famous than Bundy?
That's because Bundy
sorry,
was the first.
I was thinking of Bundy.
Yeah, Bundy was the first one in my head. Like Bundy, Jack the Ripper, those were the first ones in my head. Someone says serial killer, I immediately think Ted Bundy. But there was that like trend on Netflix like a couple of years ago where there was just a bunch of fucking Bundy shit that came out. So
yeah, I like the Zac Efron one. He's good.
Yeah, it's like I never saw the Zac Efron one. I saw like that series of With the Tapes or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, that was a real documentary series. And
Yeah.
That was really good. I like that too.
He played into it. He played into like being a celebrity, which was just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how like he's like I'm gonna be my own lawyer and I'm totally gonna get away with this, and it's just like this dude's fucking insane. No.
Sure. No, I'd say Bundy, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, what, Bryan and Maggie and Tommy? What are your favorite
serial killers?
Yeah, the one you like the most.
You know what? I gotta admit, I can't really say I have a favorite, but like there's one that comes to mind that I can't even totally remember all the details about, but they called him the Toy Box Killer because like I think he like traveled in a van and had a bunch of fucked up shit that he would do to people in his van. I think sometimes he didn't even always kill them. Sometimes he'd like throw them on the side of the road afterwards alive, but
yeah, I think
like,
I
he would
listened
play
to a
like a
podcast
really
about
fucked
that
up
guy.
tape for them to let him know like, hey, this is what I'm gonna fucking do to you, and it was like a long tape that's online. That's very disturbing that I refuse to listen to. Do you know who I'm talking about? Does
I
anybody
know who
who
you're
I'm
talking about.
Okay.
I've never heard of him.
He's a cool guy. Did
Yeah.
some weird torture shit.
Yeah, he fucking tortured, like hardcore.
See, my
I don't-
favorite's John Wayne Gacy, so
Is he the clown?
Yeah, clown killer. Right? Yeah, he had like
Yes.
what did he have, like 30 kids below his crawl space or something?
yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, there's a good documentary on Peacock about him that's really, really good. So check that out.
I've been meaning to watch it, but
Yeah.
the only place I can watch stuff on Peacock is in the break room at work.
Mm.
And I don't think people would have liked that.
Nah, put it on.
I just remember this story that I read on Reddit once, and I want to say like this killer was like in Morocco or some shit, like in the early 1900s or late 1800s, and there was like a bunch of kids that like were going missing for years, and then they found evidence of it in this guy's shop, and then he like kind of cried confessing to the murders, So when they arrested him, they did not tell him what his punishment was going to be. And then like the next day they like took him out in public where everyone was like throwing shit at him. They had him handcuffed and then just pretty much put him in a brick wall. They like cemented him inside of a brick wall where he just, you know, was screaming in pain for many days of wanting help. And then people were disappointed that the screaming wasn't longer.
Oh my God.
Like, this dude just killed a bunch of children. And it's like, I feel like that punishment is like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's rough. But also you got to remember he killed a bunch of kids. So.
Do we want to get controversial about, you want to just be like, what about the death penalty? You
death
guys
penalty.
pro?
Ooh.
You pro or anti? I don't know if that's what you want the podcast to be talking about.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So I feel
absolutely.
like a lot of people have very strong opinions about being against the death penalty.
What is a reason to be against the death penalty?
Like, maybe like this is controversial, but like I feel like if somebody is that bad without a shadow of a doubt, like it is very obvious they did some really bad shit, then I'm not totally against it. I feel like it all depends. I'm not. Who else wants to throw flame gasoline into the fire?
I feel like if you kill a lot of people, you should probably get the death penalty. I feel like that's just how that should work. But also, like, all right, I'll give you a spin zone. My spin zone to it is that you would suffer more being in a prison for like 60 years, just being locked inside a cell, because you will just be miserable and alone forever. But like the other spin zone to that spin zone is like, there's people out there that are really weird and like fantasize and like fan club these like serial killers and these people, where like if they heard any of the outside like love affair for them sitting in a cell for 60 years, like they would eventually play into it and become like a celebrity in their own head, and they would they would enjoy it in a way.
Exactly.
So like then it's like, all right, well then, I don't know, maybe feel it out, be like, all right, if you're starting to get cool, then we'll just kill you. But like if you're not cool, then we just let you rot in the cell. I think that's my official my stance.
That, and then also I feel like serial rapists need to get like the worst punishments of all time. But then also I think what you're saying about some people getting in their head about it, there's like one YouTuber, Philip DeFranco, who I get a lot of my news from. Whenever there's like a school shooting that happens, he does not say the name of the shooter on his show because he's like, I'm not giving this fucking person attention. And I feel like that needs to be more of a norm.
I agree with that.
Yes. Well, happy topics here.
Yeah, it's like kind of cool things to talk, like interest. I should not say cool. Holy shit. It's like interesting. Like it is very interesting, like the topic of serial killers. But we really, after having a whole segment about it, we shouldn't make these guys famous, even though the ones we talked about for the most part are already famous, though. So
true.
Yeah,
I guess that's
they're
okay.
already figureheads.
We got 6.5 minutes before the Zoom gods kick us out, so we got to get to our next segment here. But thanks for bringing it to the death penalty, Bryan. Jesus,
yeah, we appreciate it.
I thought that's
I
why
like
I
the
was
questions
here.
that Bryan has brought to the table. This week.
It is. I knew when we brought Bryan on that he was gonna say some things, so that's why he's here. Thank you, Bryan. You're great. But we got to move on to our next segment here. My personal favorite. It's the Yelp review of the week. Bryan, if you're not familiar, I scour the internet. I find a crazy Yelp review for some crazy business, and hilarity, crazy drama ensues. So I'm going to read it right now for one that I found. Actually, in a town that I was just in a few weeks ago, Denton, Texas. I was there for a music festival. Represent Texas. Denton. It's a little college town. Anyway.
Yelp review. Yelp review. Yeah!
This is for the Golden Waters Water Park and Rehabilitation Center in Denton, Texas. Area Cub Scout hero tragically perishes trying to earn underwater breath-holding patch at local water park. If only I had seen this headline before making my way to the Golden Waters Water Park and Rehabilitation Center. It was a hot Texas day, and I felt like cooling off and having fun at the local water park. The parking lot was far from well kept, and for the $30 parking fee, I was expecting God himself to valet park my car by the front gate. Unfortunately, that fee only got me one spot in row 23 next to a pile of bloody vomit. After my journey to the front gate, I was greeted, rather not greeted at all, by an unconcerned employee loudly discussing how a small child had been disemboweled by the inner workings of the wave pool last summer. We were pulling pieces of bone and flesh out of the pumps for months, the employee so colorfully explained. My buddy was the lifeguard for the wave pool when it happened, and management was so pissed at him they put him on a leave of absence for 2 weeks. Sucks, bro. I set my money on the counter, and the employee took it and gave me a wristband without breaking concentration on his immaculate storytelling abilities. I walked onto the property and past a snack shack where an interesting food item called a bilge brisket was being served, and made my way to the lazy river. I saw the kids' splash pad as well, and was taken aback by the foul, discolored water that these tots were so joyously playing in. Certain that at least half of those children were going to catch scabies, I kept my distance from the splash pad. I guess now is a good time to address the elephant in the room in regards to the name of this property. Yes, the water park shares a space with the local rehabilitation center. I didn't venture inside of the rehabilitation center, but I could get a pretty good idea of what it was about from the outside. Floating down the lazy river, I passed the main building for the rehabilitation center, which had a standard swimming pool outside. At the time, there was a group of elderly patrons participating in water aerobics while a tweaking junkie stood by the edge violently scratching the inside of his elbow, screaming something about his soul's asshole has a rabid dog taking shelter in it and won't stop breathing fire. The aerobics instructor and audience acted as if nothing is happening, but I couldn't help but stare as this drugged-out walking panic attack stood there screaming with his eyes bulging out of his head. Luckily, I quickly floated downstream to some sort of children's activity, something the park advertises as a golden shower. And all the kids were just so excited to get their golden shower. "Mommy, I want to have golden showers for the rest of my life," said one innocent youth. The same delinquent working the ticket booth out front was now standing next to all the kids, still on the topic from before. The medical examiner thinks he was stuck in the wave machine for days. Amazed at the employee's lack of emotion of the subject of a dead child, I floated speechless until I made one full loop. Once I reached the snack shack again and survived the stench of the swill they were serving to the masses, I left and made my way home. Watching the Golden Waters Water Park and Rehabilitation Center shrink in my rearview mirror is a joyous feeling. Yet at the same time, I hope to never feel that feeling again. 2 out of 10 stars.
Is that real?
Yes.
All of our Yelp reviews are real, Bryan.
Yes, they are real.
Every single one. He scours the internet and finds the best Yelp. Best? I don't even know if I should say best.
You could say best. Yeah.
I kind of want to go.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't make it to the water park. I was there for a concert, but I did see it off in the distance, and I think I'm going to go back next year and visit. Bryan, come with.
I will. Yeah, fly me in.
It's like Texas does have good theme park and water parks, so I'm down to include that in my trip. I haven't heard of that one yet, so
Put it on your Instagram.
Brews and Coasters.
Brews and Coasters.
Let's do it.
Water park edition or dead child edition, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But,
why not both?
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of 2 Useless Organisms. Really, it was 4 useless organisms.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
2
Maggie.
plus 2 useless organisms.
Yeah. 2. Thank you for breaking down that math for us, Tommy.
Math, yeah.
You know what?
Jesus
3 plus
Christ.
1.
I don't know. Okay, Bryan,
Go
thank
fish.
you for joining us. Check
Thanks
out
for
Bryan.
having me, guys.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Yeah.
Check out Bryan's podcast, Scooter and the Big Man.
For
hosts it
baseballs.
with his friend PJ and Pat. And check out Tommy and Maggie's Instagram page, brews_and_coasters. And Tommy and I's other podcast, Please Remain Seated.
Yeah.
Oh, also, social media, we got all of it. YouTube, rate and review 5 stars. And we might have shirts coming out, folks. Go over to our Facebook page and comment on our post about t-shirts because we want to get some t-shirts out. All right?
Fantastic. And we're about to get kicked out of the Zoom call, so peace out.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
2 useless organisms. 2 useless organisms.
You're welcome. I just like to harvest people's organs.
Yeah.